Hi, everybody. Welcome to Crow's Call Tarot. This reading is for the star sign of Sagittarius for the month of January 2019. So, what we're going to do is I already pre shuffled, but I'm going to do a quick shuffle on screen while I'm talking to you. Actually, we're just going to do a quick shuffle for Sagittarian for January 2019. This is particular to the star sign of Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be if you are intuitively guided here for a specific message, or perhaps you're cross watching. This is a general reading. It's not specific to any one person. But if you would like your own personal reading, you can contact me at crowscall@gmail.com or hit um, there's a couple links in the lower right hand corner of my YouTube channel. One takes you to my Facebook page. You can contact me there. One takes you to my PayPal link, which is where all donations go to, whether you book a reading or it's just an energy donation. Or and then there's another link that's new. It's to my Patreon page, which there is different things on that page that will take you to whatever you are desiring. There's a link, a tier just specific for just readings, one price out the door. And then there's other tiers in that on that Patreon page where you can subscribe monthly, which then the readings will be more personal to you every month. Okay. Instead of just trying to resonate with whatever messages comes out in the free ones, you can get more specific ones to you. Now, yes, I am a little bit out of order, but I have a Sagittarius friend who had left a message on my Facebook page. I've known this lady, whom I love her with all my heart. I've known her for about 10 years, and she has definitely been a blessing in my life. And she happens to be a Sagittarian, and she left me a message about her and her husband. He's a Scorpio. About them, when am I going to bring these two readings out? So yes, I like to do good things for good people. So therefore, I am going to go a little bit out of order and bring this message forward. Okay. Now, it not necessarily is specific to her. This is a general reading, but there could be something that comes up that could be specific for her, and she will know it. Her soul will recognize it. But it is specific to all Sagittarians, not just her. So let's get started with this reading, huh? I'm kind of curious because we're doing it tomorrow and Saturday. Tomorrow is the winter equinox, 12/21, and the next day is the full moon in Cancer. So I'm quite curious of what's going to come up for the star sign of Sagittarian. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the decks now. We're going to use, these are Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. We are going to clarify the Enchanted Map Oracle cards with this deck. It's called the Good Tarot, also by Colette Baron Reed. Then we're going to finish it off with a Earth Magic Oracle card by Stephen D. Farmer for an additional clarifier. And then we're going to choose a power animal for the overall monthly energy. What power animal can you tap into, or what power animal is around you? And then for the end of the reading, we're going to use the postcards from Spirit, also by Colette Baron Reed, for additional spiritual advice. Just one card. We're not going to go out with that because they're pretty long. I'll pick one and show you. See what the messages that are pretty long. So we're going to throw that back in there because I'm going to shuffle it when the time comes. I'm going to cut it up. All right, so Sagittarius, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for the rest of December. So, Spirit, can we have one card for the rest of December for the star sign of Sagittarius? What is it? Stuck in the mud. Okay, right off the bat, we got a Sagittarian who is stuck in the mud. Okay, so number 24, which adds up to a 6. So I feel, Sagittarius, you're stuck in the mud. You're stuck in the flow of how things should be going. You're a bit unbalanced because sixes are about balance, harmony, and flow. Okay. So when you're stuck in the mud and you're not balanced, you are in you are not in the flow of things when it comes to life. Okay. As you can see, it's an elephant and its feet are stuck in the mud, not the whole body, just the feet. Um, Now, I do see that this elephant is trying to get out of the mud. He got 1 foot loose. So there's only 3 feet left in the mud. Okay. His whole body isn't stuck, it's just his feet. Like I'm getting the energy of, with the feet being stuck in the mud, that there is no movement because you are stuck in the mud. It's like cement. Your feet are stuck in a certain spot in your life, is what I felt. And it's throwing the rest of you out of harmony. It's putting an imbalance in your life that more than likely necessarily does not need to be there. Okay. So that's what the end of December's energy is. Somebody is stuck in the mud. So what we're going to do is pull a couple of good tarots to clarify what this energy is, why the Sagittarian is stuck in the mud for the end of December. Present energies. Okay. So let's pull a card. The Ace of Fire. So they're stuck in the mud about creating something new. The Ace of Fire is the Ace of Wands. So there is a lack of passion within the self. That is what's out of balance. Okay. And the Ace of Wands, or Ace of Fire, to me has something to do with your creative abilities, something that you're passionate about trying to create here in the 3D world. I feel is stuck in the mud. There is something that you're trying to create is stuck, is what I feel. Okay. And I feel that it's something within you that's keeping this energy in the stuck mode, Sagittarian. That's what I feel. So we're going to pull a couple more clarifiers, see what else comes out for the end of December. Yes, you are stuck in the mud when it comes to creating something new. You are stuck and out of balance when it comes to your calling, is what I feel, Sagittarian. Okay. So we got a 6, 1 is a 7, and a 2, which is adds up to a 9. So I feel there is definitely something within yourself, because nines are about solitude. So I feel that this new creative beginning, this calling that you're being called into, is stuck. That's why you're not moving forward. You got 1 foot out of the mud, but 3 are still in it. Okay. So basically, whatever you're trying to create or trying to bring about here, um, some kind of possible passion or something new that you're trying to create, I feel this calling, whatever you're being called to do, this new creative ability, you are stuck in it. You can't move forward. Okay. So I feel that you are stuck, and your new creative, whatever you are trying to creatively manifest, has something to do with your calling in life, has something to do with your life's purpose here. But you are so stuck in that energy that you can't find a way to move forward, is what I feel. So we're going to, yes. And we got the 8 of air. What are you stuck in? You're stuck in your head, Sagittarian. That's what's going on. The 8 of air is the feeling, it's just a feeling of being stuck. You're not actually tied and bound. It's just a thought in your head. So whatever you're thinking about is what's keeping you stuck from creating your calling is what I feel at the end of December. All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to pull one Earth Magic Oracle card for additional clarification. Okay, so we got well, and it's called breach. Okay, so I've never seen this card before. So what we're going to do is we're going to read it as soon as I find the book. Okay, so well, breach. When I see breach, I think of something being backwards. Okay, because I'm thinking when you're trying to birth a baby and it's breech, the baby is backwards. It comes out feet first instead of head first. Okay, so I feel that that's the energy. I'm not even going to read from the book. I'm just going to do it intuitively. I feel, and there's only one well on there, and we are in the Cancer new moon, and fishies are related to water. So this could be have something to do with your emotions, Sagittarian. But I feel that the reason it is for this stuck energy is because it is backwards. It's not coming out right. That the whatever you're trying to create, whatever your calling is trying to pull you into, it is backwards. Instead of moving into it, you should have 3 feet out of the mud and maybe one stuck in the mud, because you always got that little bit of human fear entangled in that. But instead you got 1 foot out and 3 stuck in the mud, which is the reason for the breach energy. You are stuck backwards. You, instead of coming out of this situation, coming out of December with both feet planted on the ground and your head intact, coming out head first, you are coming out backwards is what I feel. And it's because you are stuck in your head. You are in breach because you are stuck in your head, Sagittarian. You cannot manifest this calling, this new creative ability that is showing up in your energy because of this stuck in the mud energy. And I feel it has everything to do with your emotions. That's what I feel for the end of December. So we're going to move on to what's the new year ushering in? What is the new year, the beginning of January, ushering in for Sagittarius? Magical prayer. Okay. Number 32, which is a 5. So you go from a 6 to a 5. Okay. So I feel that you're communicating with the universe. You are trying to create some kind of magic here in the 3D world. At the beginning of January, I feel that this is telling me that you are talking to the universe. You are praying for this magic. And I feel that it could happen. This is a number 5. Fives are about changes. Fives are about um, us making the change as humans here in the 3D world and trying to evolve as a spiritual being. Okay. So I feel that you are magically doing things, you're magically meditating or doing rituals or whatever you do to talk to the universe. Maybe you are getting down on your hands and knees and praying, or maybe you are just meditating and talking and telling the universe, hey, I have faith in you, but I would like to have this, this, and this. And, I feel that you are magically talking to the universe about how to get your head out of this stuck energy and to move forward with your calling. That's what I feel, Sagittarian. All right. So now we are going to move into the good tarot and see what clarifiers come out with this magical prayer. Okay, so what's this magical prayer about? What are they praying for? Okay, so now we got the 10 of fire. And these are burdens. These are burdens that you're carrying. So, Sagittarian, I feel at the beginning of January, you are telling the universe to release these burdens. You are trying to find a way to release this burden. And I feel this burden has everything to do with what's going on in your head. Okay. So the 10 of fire is about carrying all the burdens on your shoulders. Okay. So I feel that you are communicating to the universe about how to release that at the beginning of January, Sagittarian. Yes. Message of fire. So yes, there's some fire energy in here, Sagittarian. So I feel that you are magically talking to the universe. You're asking the universe. You are praying or just meditating and on how to, you are definitely communicating with spirit on how to release these burdens. And I just said that because that's what this is, message of fire. So there, maybe you are trying to figure out how to bring a message forward here in the 3D world. But I'm feeling more of the fact that you are magically talking to the universe because that's what messenger is. You are communicating something. I feel that you are communicating to spirit on how to release some kind of a burden that is trapping you in your head. And now we got the star card. Okay. So this is my confirmation, especially being next to this messenger of fire, that the universe is talking back to you. The universe is coming back with saying, hey, we heard that. We are listening. We are listening to the messages that you are meditating or talking to us about. We heard you. Okay. I feel that that's their way of telling you, listen, we heard you. We know what your burden is. We know that you want to learn how to release this, and we hear you asking for our help. And I feel that the universe is going to come in and help you out with that with the star card, because the star card can represent wishes being granted. But I'm feeling it that it's the universe talking back to you, telling you how to release that burden. They are actually telling you how to do it. So we're going to get one more card. Oh, we got two. Okay. So what they're telling you with the 8 of fire and the 10 of water is to communicate how you feel. Okay. And I also see that maybe that's what the burden is. Maybe you're not sure how to come forward and communicate this partnership energy, because when I see the 10 of water, I see marriage, I see a loving, happy family. Okay. So I do feel that you are definitely talking to the universe, and the universe is answering you back on how to move forward into this loving partnership. Now, this may not resonate with everybody, but it will resonate with somebody. Okay. Maybe you need to communicate how to bring about balance, because if you remember the end of January, you were stuck in something. You were stuck in your head about something, stuck in your head about this partnership. Maybe something needs to heal in your partnership. Maybe you need to communicate something in your partnership when it comes to your emotions. That's what I feel. That's why that message has had to come out. All right, so let's get an Earth Magic Oracle card for clarification. Yes, Eagle, communion. Okay, so when I see, first of all, when I see birds, okay, first foremost, I see the Indian. He's looking up at the eagle. So the eagles perhaps could be something to do with your spiritual self. Okay, hold on one second. I can't pause it, but my beeper went off and I need to go get something out of the oven. I'll be right back. All right, I'm sorry about that, but I didn't want my stuff to burn. All right, so right off the bat, I'm seeing the Indian looking up at the eagle coming in. When I see birds, I feel spiritual messages, okay? So the eagle could be specific to somebody out there who's a Sagittarius. So we're going to read that because I feel that there could be a specific message there. Eagle. Here the man and the eagle make contact through their eyes and spirits. The man has performed a ceremonial calling to eagle brother. Yes, you did. Right there it is. Magical prayer. Wow. Okay. Who now comes to him as a familiar friend. It's an intimate relationship between human being and feathered being, one of both spirit and flesh. Yet it's ultimately this deep spiritual kinship that connects them, formed from the recognition of the sacredness of this bond. Eagle spirit is often associated with the highest and noblest, encouraging us to let our spirits soar. Through this communion, we know that we can touch the sky. We know that we can be more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. We're intimately related to all of life on this planet. It is through communing with this expression of life that we realize how vitally connected we are. Vitally connected, rather. Okay? So, yes, there you go. The universe has heard you and they're telling you that we heard you, and they're bringing this advice to you on how to communicate how you feel, Sagittarian. Okay? So that's for the beginning of January. So let's move on to the middle of January. What's going on, Sagittarian, for the middle of January? What message does Spirit want to talk about? Okay, ghost lands, number 17. Okay, so ghost lands. I believe that's about stepping into your authenticity. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Okay? So, yes, for the middle of January, Spirit's telling you to live in the here and now. Okay? So, let's pull some clarifiers on that. Let's clarify the ghost land for the enchanted map about staying in the here and now. Okay? So, we got the Two of Air, but it's in reverse. So, I feel Spirit is telling you in the middle of January, by staying in the here and now, you are going to see something, some kind of clarity that you did not see before, is what I feel. Okay. And I feel that you are going to see it because you are going to talk to Spirit. You are going to do some kind of a ritual, perhaps. Okay. All right. In the beginning of January. So let's pull another clarifier. We got 3, so we'll just use these. Okay, by tapping into that inner strength, you got the strength to stay in the here and now, to see the clarity in a situation. And the strength by ending some kind of a cycle with the 10 of air in reverse, that means that the universe had your back. You were guarded while this ending was happening. And that's where your strength comes from. And we got the magician. So I feel that by staying in the here and now, seeing things clearly, tapping into your inner strength and ending that cycle, I feel that this is manifesting around the middle of January. Okay. I feel that things will be manifesting. I'm not exactly sure. I feel that possibly the ending of this cycle could be manifesting. And I feel that it will cause you to make a decision, and, and you will gain clarity through this decision, is what I feel. All right, so let's pull an Earth Magic Oracle card for the middle of January for Sagittarian. Mountain strength. So there is definitely By the middle of my Sagittarius, I feel that you are tapping into some kind of strength. You got twice the strength card, okay? And I feel that you got the strength to move mountains. That's what I feel. You are going to have this strength to move mountains because you're going to end this cycle and you're going to see things from a different perspective. You're going to see things clearly on a decision that you need to make, is what I feel. Okay. But you are definitely going to have the strength. In other words, what I mean by the strength to move mountains is most times when you run up on a mountain, what do? You roll back down it. Okay. You are not going to run up on this mountain. What you're going to do is you're going to come up to this challenge, this mountain, and you're going to push it with your finger. You're going to push it with that magic prayer. You're going to push it with your intentions, and you're going to have the strength to do so, to move that mountain out of your way, that obstacle that's in your way from moving forward, that's keeping you stuck. I feel by the middle of January, Spirit is going to give you the inner strength to learn how to stay in the here and now, see clearly the decision you need to make, to tap into that inner strength to move that obstacle. That's what I feel for the middle of January for you, Sagittarius. Okay, so what's going on with the end of January? Commitment. All right, so this may not be for everybody out there, okay? But there is going to be some kind of a commitment, a number 36, which adds up to a 9. So perhaps this is a commitment with your soul, okay? Maybe a commitment with going inside and listening to that inner eagle spirit, okay? Instead of being breech and being backwards and upside down and stuck, I feel that you are going to tap into, like I said, in the middle of January, you're going to tap into that inner strength to move that obstacle. And the obstacle that's keeping you from this commitment, all you need to do is tap into your inner strength, Sagittarius. All right, so let's move on. Let's clarify this commitment card. Clarify this commitment card. What's this commitment card here for at the end of January? Wow, they're everywhere. I know. So what is with this commitment card? Oh, okay. The King of Air. So, Sagittarius, I feel that you're going to tap into some kind of truthful energy by tapping into your spiritual self, is what I feel. Okay. So, perhaps this King of Air is going to come forward with a commitment offer or come in with some kind of truth that has something to do with a commitment. Okay. That's what I feel. All right. So, let's get, perhaps Sagittarian, this is you tapping into this King of Air energy. Okay. Um, you are embodying this king, this truth within yourself, is what I feel when it comes to some kind of a commitment. Now, the commitment doesn't have to always be love. A commitment could be a commitment to your spiritual path. It could be a commitment to your job. It could be a commitment to love. But I'm just putting all the spectrums out there because I talk to a broad um, community of collective souls. Well, it's too many. Can I have just like a couple? Well, I guess these two will be it. Okay, so we got the Hanged Man and the Page of Air. Okay. All right. So the Hanged Man is about pause. Okay. Being on pause. So in the last set of cards, if you remember, he gained some kind of clarity over something, and he was seeing things from a different perspective. Okay. So that's what I feel that this hanged man is telling you. That yes, while things were on pause, this king of air gained some kind of clarity over something. He gained some kind of like he's gaining some kind of enlightenment is the word I was trying to spit out there. So while things were on pause, while this king of air energy, while Sagittarius, you could have been on pause. While you were on pause, you were gaining some kind of truth about a commitment, perhaps. Okay. Some kind of enlightenment that you needed to do to again help release these burdens that were keeping you stuck in this energy. You were gaining some kind of clarity, some kind of enlightenment over releasing the burdens that was keeping you stuck in your head. Okay. And then the next card to come out was a page of air. So I 100% believe that this king was he's Sagittarius, you embodied this king of air energy to gain this enlightenment. And I feel that you were definitely communicating with spirit on how to um, get yourself on to get yourself out of this paused energy to gain enlightenment, to bring a message forward, maybe perhaps to heal something that had something to do with keeping you trapped in your head. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. All right, so let's get an earth magic oracle card for the end of January. What message through the earth? Yes, I feel this is ancestors, it's generations, and I feel that the people you were talking to, that you were spiritually, magically communicating with, was your ancestors. And I felt that with back here with this eagle and communion. If you remember, it was a brother, a spirit brother. Okay. So I do feel that you are communicating with some ancestors on how to um, gain some kind of enlightenment when it comes to your something that possibly happened in a past life through generations, gaining some kind of enlightenment through this through communicating with spirit on this stuck energy that's been happening for generations is what I feel. Okay, but you are definitely communicating with your ancestors. That's two different earth magic cards that has something to do with spiritual ancestors. Okay, so by the end of January, you are definitely communicating with your spirit, with your ancestors through spirit on how to bring about this truth to gain some kind of enlightenment and clarity concerning a commitment, Sagittarian. All right. So now we're going to pull a power animal oracle card, somebody or a power animal that is with you throughout the month of January, and an animal's power that you can tap into to help you through this January. Okay, we got the wolf guardian. You are safe and protected at all times. And I seen that with the 10 of swords in reverse, like the universe had your back. Okay. So this is the wolf energy is around you, Sagittarian. They are letting you know that you are safe and you're protected at all times. Okay. That this wolf is your guardian. That's what I feel. All right, so let's get a postcard from Spirit. What message, what closing message from Spirit do you have for Sagittarius? It says, Dearest you, do you know how much we love you and want to help you? We are here for you and we hear you ask for guidance, but you must let go and let us help you. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part. Now let us do ours. We would be awestruck if you knew how many strings were pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign up to be a co creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. It's not one sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember, though, Spirit's timetable and ideas of how things will play out may be quite different from yours. Trust us, Spirit's ideas are amazing. Now let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to other areas of life, and before you know it, a miracle will have taken place. We love you so, so much. Isn't that beautiful? And that's what the backside looks like. It's a swan. So when I see swans, I think of the ugly duckling rule. You know, the ugly duckling that everybody pushes away and doesn't want nothing to do with, grows up to be this beautiful swan. And whenever this beautiful swan emerges, it's like they're stepping into their authentic self. They're stepping into the beauty of everything that they are. So let that be the closing message for you, Sagittarius. Blessed be. I love you guys. From the Crow's Priestess.